Welcome everybody to episode 13 of my speed build series. Today we are building another family home. Who would have thought? But it's located right next to the Old Town residence, which I built in a previous speed build, and it's kind of in a similar style. Well, maybe not similar style necessarily, but I feel like these two houses look like they've been built in a kind of similar time frame. So for this build, I went for a 4-bedroom and 2-bathroom house. It also does have a pool in the back. Unfortunately, I have no idea how I did this, but I kind of lost the footage for me building the pool and kind of furnishing the backyard a little bit, but you'll see the end result in the screenshots regardless. So as you can see, I already built the outside shape here. I originally was going to have only a small part in the roof, in the attic, whatever, but I did change this to full wall height, as I did want to place a full room in there. So here we are moving along, replacing the roof, and as you can see, there's this kind of rectangular shape on the left here. This is a modern add-on basically to the house. So I don't know, this is actually my favorite kind of house, where there is classic elements, where you can see the original architecture of older houses, and then they have modern add-ons. I mean, I don't know, this is just, as I said, a rectangle with some, what did I use for the outside? It has a different color later on. It's just a black box as a little add-on, but I think it looks really good. And then I discovered this wallpaper, and I think it looks so good. I know the lines of the window trim, you can't see it right now, but you will see it soon. The lines of the window trim don't really match. Don't really match. They don't really match the windows which I use, not 100%. But I still thought, I don't think I have any windows in the game currently where they wouldn't match. But I think for what it is, it looks really good, and yeah, I think it adds a lot. It looks kind of weird right now, I have to be honest, but especially with the architecture of the attic. With the beams and stuff. But I think it looks really good when the house is fully built, and it adds a lot of more interesting structure to the walls, which, now the house next to it compared to this looks really plain, I feel like. But I still like how these two houses look together. Then I went for some classic trim here, basically. There you can see the black box. It does look kind of out of place, I have to be honest, but I kind of like this architectural style. This house also suffers from my usual mistake, my usual problem, which is way too big rooms. But I think it's kind of okay in this house. Only the living room actually is really, really large. All the other rooms are fine. Here's the little entrance area. And there's also a little terrace in the back. I also never used this door before, I think. In a speed build, definitely not. And I don't think I've used it in general a lot. But I think it's really nice. It matches the vibe of the house. I'm being fully transparent here. While I did this voiceover, I just noticed I made a mistake. Or not a mistake, but I left in some footage of me saving the file. So I had to cut that out, but you wouldn't see that here. Here you can see me adding the driveway, and I also went for it's not really, it's just some gravel under the foundation. I did this in the house next to this, and I thought I wanted to match this house to, the foundation of this house to the one right next to it, and I also added it underneath the pavement in the driveway. I didn't add a garage in this build, but there's space for 2 cars. I think I'm going to add those later on, the parking spaces. And I also used the same fence. I think I said that in the previous speed build as well. this is my favorite kind of fence, for like tall fence in the game. But I never use the gate with it because it's from, what is it called? It's from Late Night, and it's the celebrity gate, and I don't want these houses to be like celebrity houses because I think these are really bad. Yeah, I also filled in some pavement. Sometimes I have no idea why it's doing that. It's like some mistake with my computer. It when I choose the pavement I always use, it's like a different one. Like you could see it before a little bit. It's like some sort of gravel. But anyways, I managed to fix that. Yeah, here you can see me adding the parking spaces. I wanted to try out if these actually worked, but I didn't put any cars there for now. Yeah, I also added the lights, which I did in the other lot as well. And then some trees in the back, and of course I had to use the trees which I discovered like in the previous speed build. I don't know, I really like them in my builds, but I also like to match with the neighboring house or like garden. I used some of the same trees, not all of them, but some of them. And then yeah, place the trash cans, and then we move on to the inside. On the inside of this house I went for my favorite flooring, which I know I'm kind of repeating myself. I feel like there's like some stuff, some furniture, some flooring, some wall stuff which I use in almost every single build, and it's so unnecessary that I do that. But anyways, this is also like a reason why I'm not like 100% satisfied with all of my builds, or with like every element of my builds, because I'm trying to like not reach out, but reach out of my comfort zone and use some stuff that I usually don't use, so that all the buildings have kind of, that there's like a little bit more diversity in these buildings, because otherwise I would just always do the same thing, which is what I love the most, but which is like using the objects that I love the most. But yeah, I'm trying to reach out of that a little bit and do some interesting different stuff. So yeah, being a little bit experimental here. Yeah, as you can see, for this hallway or like entranceway, I added these light bulbs, and then I originally added this like seating, but I'm going to change that later on because I hated the way the cushions are. I mean, you can't really see it when they're black, but I really didn't like how these cushions looked, so I'm going to change that later on. Then I also added a floor mat, pretty large one, and some lamps. And I also feel like these panels on the wall, I kind of like them, but I feel like, I mean, it's kind of hard in a game like this because all of the wallpaper stuff is like this, but you can tell that it's 2D and not like 3-dimensional, and it kind of bothers me, which is why I'm not using paneling more often, because I think paneling actually looks really good, but I don't like that I don't know, that it's so 2D looking. Yeah, but moving on, placing some stairs. There you can see like the full room upstairs in the attic area. And I did the floor plan. I was struggling a little bit, which is why this big room, which ends up being the living room, actually ended up being this big. I didn't plan for ginormous rooms. I actually was going to put like a lot more rooms in this house that are smaller, but honestly I didn't really know what to put in those rooms, so I went for this at least one big room. Yeah, for the upstairs hallway I went for the same wallpaper. And I think in the attic hallway I do that as well, just so that it's like some resemblance within the house. Yeah. I added a few modern elements in this build, which I think I like a few more than I did in the previous one. I mean, like my furnishing is usually kind of modern, especially with like kitchens. Well, not in the build next to this, I think. But yeah, I added a few more modern elements in this house with like the glass railing, and yeah, these doors actually not really. I think I used them in so many builds, but I love these doors. Yeah. What I'm doing here right now is to change the wood pattern on the floor. And what I did there was so stupid. I have no idea how I didn't realize when I put those windows in, which I did just right there. I have no idea how I didn't realize that that's like the space underneath the roof where I added those windows. But I noticed this mistake embarrassingly late, but I am going to notice this at some point and I'm also going to fix it. But moving on, I also put some, what are these called? These like beams, supporting beams in here. It's not super realistic because I do keep changing the location of these beams as I please because I wanted to put furniture in certain spots. But anyways, I feel like with these beams the house looks a lot more full, which is kind of a plus when you're building like way too large room like I always do. Way too large rooms as I always do. Yeah, you can see me starting to furnish the kitchen. I wanted to do something a little different and added this half wall height, no, 3/4 wall height wallpaper. And then I added the kitchen counters, which I think are the counters that I use on almost every build. But anyways, yeah, I went for some wooden paneling on the upper cupboards. Yeah, I changed the height of them because they were a little too close to the sink, which I didn't really like, and like the faucet of the sink. And I used to never do this, but in a lot of my builds recently, I've been doing like, I feel like in almost all of them, I've been doing a kind of golden theme throughout the house, which like it's used to be so unusual because I used to be such a silver type, but now I'm using like gold all over. Anyways, I used this really old stove and oven, which, I don't know, I felt like it kind of fit to the vibe of the kitchen. And I also really love these, I think they are ceiling fans actually, like with attached lamps. They're not really common where I live, but I thought they looked really good. They have like a kind of flower pattern. I don't know if they're actually ceiling fans. I think they kind of look like them. But yeah, to my European eye, they look like flowers. Yeah, I added some kitchen utensils. Of course, I added some radiation. Is that what it's called? No, probably not. But I added some radiators. I went for these again. I think I used them. No, in my last bit, but I didn't use them, I think. Anyways, moving on. I added this plant. And this house also has... I'm not entirely sure which I put there. I mean, I did put like a teenager's bedroom. And I think the other one's more like a kid's bedroom than it is like a toddler's one. But in the attic there's a nursery. No, it's not really a nursery. It's like a toddler's room in there. And in this house I also didn't commit the mistake which I did in the house next to this. Or did I in that one? But I add some toddler stuff later on. I'm talking about this because in the kitchen I'm going to add a high chair where the like little wooden stool is right now. And then we actually move on to the upstairs with the teenager's bedroom. For this room, I went for a pink, yellow, beige theme. Color scheme, at least. Yeah, the bedding is going to change later on. I don't know what I did there. But I really like how this room turned out. I feel like I haven't done like a single teenager's room so far. So this is the first one. Like I said, the colors are going to change later on a little bit. I mean, this pattern is going to stay, but I think I'm going to change this to the bedding. Yeah, I put like in a small desk and a chair. I think this is new CC, like the chair, and I really like how it looks. So I'm putting it a lot in this build. I feel like I'm using these Matisse. Are they all Matisse? I'm not even sure, but these like paintings, posters, whatever, in so many builds. I need to get some new CC. I know at some point my game probably wouldn't run well with a lot of CC in it, but as I'm building so much, I kind of want to avoid my usual problem and always use the same stuff. I mean, I'm still probably going to use like a lot of the same stuff in every build, or like in almost every build, but yeah, I want to get some new CC so that it's a little bit more exciting. I also found this like really pretty elephant rug that is kind of like piece of cloth or something that is like hung up to the wall, and I used it in this room. And I also like found such a cool lamp, which I've never noticed before. I don't know if it's like new CC or if it's like Maxis. Or also with these flowers, no, it's CC. These flowers are actually not CC. And I think you can tell because oftentimes the CC stuff looks so much better. I have no idea why EA made such ugly flowers, especially for the flowers. I feel like with other stuff kind of as well, not necessarily like the furniture, but like with some stuff it looks so ugly. Like, I have no idea, but I still like, I mean, the texture of the flowers, I feel like they're so pixelated, is that what it's called? Pixelated. Yeah, but I still thought they matched kind of good with the colors, and I wanted to use them, so I did. And yeah, for this room, for the kids room, this is the kids room, by the way, I went for an orange dark blue color scheme. Yeah, I also put in a desk. Yeah, it's definitely like a kid's room and not a toddler's room. But the toddler's room is upstairs, and this kid has such cool toys. It has like a giant castle, and later on you can see that. And I really like this rug. I feel like I'm a little conflicted about this rug though, because I don't know if I'm like really sure if I like the way it's like not flat on the ground. I'm not sure, but yeah, I like the pattern of this rug a lot, and there's like also different swatches, which are really cute. And yeah, I also feel like I used these paintings, or like not these paintings, but these posters, not the flower market one, but the other one, or like not that one necessarily, but like some sort of swatch of that one in almost every build. I need to change things up, but I feel like they look so pretty. Yeah, I also found these wooden horses. Looked so cool. Yeah, I put some toys on the desk. I know these are toddler toys, but I thought they were kind of decorative. And if you have a little fantasy, you can think that the what is it called? The thingy where you can learn how to count on. I mean, like, kids can use that. Sims kids can't use that one. Don't think it's functional for them. But like with a little imagination, you can like think, oh, they can use that to learn how to do like math. Yeah, so moving on to the modern add-on. This is where the parents' bedroom is located. The parents' bedroom is a little bit more classic. It's kind of a contrast with the more modern outside and the more classic inside. It's also kind of pale. The lighting was right. The lighting in here is also a little tricky because I feel like it's such like a cool tone, and it's the only room in this house which has like a cool tone. I feel like it's the fault of the lamps that I used, because otherwise I have no idea. I mean, maybe because I used so much white in here. But I really like how it turned out. It's a little different. I like the color scheme. Yeah, I put like a big wardrobe in there. And then we move on to the bathroom, which is the room where I didn't notice that the windows are not really outside. Because like in The Sims, like the roof isn't visible unless you like, I don't know if you do like full wall height, if that's visible then. But if you like change the, if you like go upstairs one area, then you'll see the wall, not the wall, you'll see the roof, which isn't the case right now. But as I said, I'm going to notice this mistake at some point, and I'm going to fix it, but not while finishing the bathroom. But I actually think like with it fixed, the bathroom looks so much better. Or not like so much better, but it adds a little bit of dimension and depth into the bathroom. Yeah, for this bathroom I put in a little tub, I put in a shower, of course a toilet and sink, and I feel like I hated how all these windows clip into the faucet, so I used this one which ultimately clips into it, but I feel like it looks kind of like it's on purpose. Would be horrible to clean, I imagine, but that's not my problem. Yeah, I added some details in here as well. I'm going to add like a shelf above the toilet later on, where I'm going to put like all the stuff. And this is like the main bathroom. I feel like compared to the house next to it, it has like, this house has so like such a little number of bathrooms. But like, it's not really necessary to have so many bathrooms. And this house also has another bathroom downstairs. This is not the only one, but the one downstairs, I don't know if it even counts as a bathroom. It actually only has a toilet and a sink. I also found these lights, but I went for the classic stars again, and of course a little stool with some flowers on them. Then we move on to the living room, to the ginormous living room. Yeah. Oh, but first I remember to put like radiators in every room, which I didn't before. Yeah, but I'm doing that right now. It was so much space, so I added this giant TV, or like, is it even a giant TV? I think it's just, I mean, it is, but it's usable like that, it's functional like that. But I think it's actually just like a beam. I mean, there's no beamer, but it's like a beamer with some, what is it called? With like a screen which you can like roll into the ceiling. Yeah, because I had so much space, I also added these built-in shelves, or like, I don't know if they count as built-in, but they're like shelves, which actually took me ages to decorate because my game was kind of overwhelmed with all the decor that I wanted to put in there. But that's a problem for later, because for now I'm adding a little flower bouquet and a lamp on this nightstand. Oh, not nightstand, but like side table. Then I added these beautiful sheer curtains. And I wasn't sure. Oh yeah, first we move on to the paintings there. But I wasn't sure you can literally see the PC lagging while trying to furnish this stuff. Anyways, yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to put in these like large cabinets, kind of. So I just put some pillows so that it's kind of seating. I don't think it's functional as like a seating area for Sims, but it looks like it. I think I did that in the kitchen of the house next to this. Yeah, then I also added these. Oh, I absolutely love using these, but they take so much time to complete because you have to put every candle in individually, like these candle holders. Then I just added some clutter everywhere. Also, the biggest mystery, I still have no idea how this happens, but as you can see, there are 2 lamps right now in these cabinets, and I put them there, and I didn't delete the one lamp on purpose. Also they're not centered, so it's okay that one disappears at some point, but it does, and I have no idea why, because I you can see it just disappeared, and I have no idea where. You can see me being confused and like, what's happening here? Then I placed it in there again, but later on it disappears again. I have no idea how this kept happening. There, it's gone again, and I have no idea why. Anyways, yeah, so I think I deleted the other one as well later on. Oh yeah, then I also remembered I love to put music boxes everywhere, which I think I forgot for a few builds. But I remembered in this one I also put like a gaming console there. Then I didn't really know what to do with this space because, like I said, this room has the problem of being way too large. So I put some seating in here, but this isn't like the dining area. There's like a separate dining room as well, which is like connected to the kitchen. But I think the seating area looks really good, and the dark brown tones add like a nice contrast to the white and pretty light furniture of the rest of the room. And I still like how this room turned out. I just think it's a little too big. But yeah, I remembered that I wanted to put a toddler in this house as well. Yeah, so I put some toddler stuff in. I think this potty is so cute with the bunny ears. Yeah, here a little shelf. I always check how it looks at night. Yeah, here is me fixing like the issue with the lights. So I decided to just delete it because it wasn't centered anyways. So yeah, it didn't really matter. Then I added some lights everywhere. Oh yeah, I also remembered to put the trim basically around every window. Oh, and then I finally noticed that something was off with these windows. And it was that they weren't really outside. So I fixed that. And yeah, it was a little bit of fidgeting around, but it ended up looking so much better. I mean, now the bathroom is kind of ginormous as well. Yeah, there I was trying to figure out why I couldn't paint the ceiling, but it was because there wasn't any flooring above it. Because I actually painted the ceiling in the same color as, not only the same color, in the same tiles as the rest of the room. And I think it looks so much better now. Oh, I'm so glad I noticed this. It would have been so stupid if I didn't. Because stuff like that bothers me. I mean, gameplay-wise, it wouldn't have been an issue, but I just really want this to look kind of good. Yeah, this is the little laundry room, which had the usual problem. Sometimes I feel like I don't really learn from my mistakes, but it had the usual problem of the dryer and the washing machine clipping into the wall, which I think they're still functional like that, but I think it looks so ugly, so I kind of moved them around a little bit with move objects on, and yeah. Then I added some modern lights in here and a painting, and that's it for this room. Like, there was nothing else in there. I could have just added a little bit more decorations with like a shelf or something to the wall, but I didn't. I felt like it was enough for this room. And then I noticed this. Is it mid-century? I don't know. I really want to build like a mid-century house. I think that's like a good future project. But I noticed this flooring which reminded me of mid-century. So I used that in the downstairs bathroom and also like on the walls, like half wall height. Is it half? It's probably not half. It's like 1/3 wall height. And I finally got to use one of the big mirrors because it didn't clip into the faucet, which was nice. Yeah, but like I said, this downstairs bathroom just has a toilet and a sink. I'm going to add like a decorative table there as well. I was going for the stool at first, but then I noticed that the vase isn't really centered on it, which it isn't in the upstairs bathroom as well, but you don't notice it that much there because it has like a dark underground, which it doesn't in this one. And yeah, that is the bathroom done as well. Then we move on to the dining room. For this dining room, I went for a beige. I feel like this house has a lot of beige and grey. I feel like all of my builds have that. And now, seeing this with the cat picture, I kind of regret that I delete this picture later on, because I do. I think it looks kind of good right now. But I wanted to add a rug, so the room doesn't look as... This room also has the problem of being way too enormous. Yeah, so I added this rug, and then it didn't really match the picture, or like the poster or whatever, so I added this one of some climbing some rocks or something. And I also added this vanity. Yeah, then we move on to the upstairs office. I'm saying that as if there are like multiple offices. There are not. There's just this one. And yeah, I added these. These are truly like built-in shelves because they're like attached to the wall and stuff. And I had a cute reference picture and I wanted to recreate some of the decor in there. Oh yeah, I also remembered, oh shit, I forgot to put radiators in all the rooms I just did. So I do that right now. Oh, I feel like these pop-ups that keep popping up are so annoying. I don't want to buy anything from the store. Yeah. I added this Dalahest and some other stuff. Yeah, these baskets. I was trying to put some stuff in these baskets, but I ultimately didn't do that. It looks very IKEA. It looks so IKEA. But anyways, yeah, this globe is so cute. I thought this globe was so cute. I also put this candle holder and some candles in there. And then I also put this desk there. I don't know why I added putting the candles in there out, but probably took too long. Yeah, and with this desk also, I was trying to use some furniture that I usually don't use. And I also thought it kind of matched the built-in shelves. Not really, but kind of. Yeah, then I added some paintings. I've never used this painting before as well. I'm discovering so much new stuff when trying to build a little bit out of my comfort zone. And a little rug because this room is kind of long. And yeah, probably could have put something in there as well, something more. But anyways, for the upstairs, it's kind of a lazy move, I know. But for the upstairs hallway, I just copied what is in the downstairs hallway. Or like the attic hallway. And then we move on to the toddler room. With the toddler room, I went for a pink, brown, beige, blue, turquoise kind of color scheme. And I think this room turned out so cute. Yeah, I put this little sheep chandelier. Can you call this a chandelier? I don't know, in here. And I got these beautiful, like, new toy CC stuff. Like the swan. I also got, like, a whale version and, like, an alpaca, I think. And I think it looks so cute. Really want to use the other ones in other belts. And I also got these stuffed animals, which you can see, which looks like a potato. I think it's so cute as well. But anyways, then I added some pillows on the bed. And I always try to put a laundry basket in all of the bedrooms because otherwise it's going to be such a mess when you play. Because the Sims, and also like in every bathroom, because in every room where the Sims are changing, they just drop their clothes to the floor. And it's so annoying and I don't want to see that. So I do that there. Oh, and I also added this baby phone. And I added the other one to the office area. so that the parent can be working while the child is like playing upstairs or sleeping or something. Yeah. Then it looked so good before, and then I added this lamp and it was way too overlit, and I did put the intensity setting to a very low, but it didn't really help, as you can see. Then I added these cow print candles. I don't know what was going on in my mind there, but I just added these. Then this little toy car. I'm going to delete the table later on, which I just put there. Yeah, sometimes I'm kind of indecisive, or like play around a little bit with the options that I have here. Yeah, as you can see, I just deleted it. What did I put there? Oh yeah, like a toy box, because I was missing like a toy box. And I think this room is so cute. I don't know. For these curtains, I mean, you can't see it right now, but you can see, oh yeah, you could see it like there a little bit with the modern add-on. They clip through the wall, unfortunately, but I did color the what's it called, like the box which is clipping through the wall. The curtains themselves are not clipping through the wall, but the box they're attached to is. I painted them in a dark color for the add-on and a light color for the bedrooms, like the kids' bedrooms, so it's not really noticeable from the outside. You can see it a little bit there if you know it, but yeah. And unfortunately, that is the speed build done, because as I said, I lost some footage of me building the pool. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.